What's up, party people? Cold AF out there. So I'll let you guys know that.
No, it's not.
I was going to walk.
Dude.
I was going to walk to work. Dude, it was the wind out of nowhere. It was so crazy. It felt like we were in a hurricane. Because we walked. First of all, let me tell you my fun story today.
All right.
We go across the street to our little Virginia's over here, our little place where we get our snacks.
Oh, yeah.
And the minute we get out the door, there's a dude across the street screaming and yelling. Right? I can already say, oh, God. Right? And he's yelling at one of the people that I see work there.
Yeah.
But he's outside. And I'm like, oh, God. Okay. So we walk closer. He takes off. We think, oh, he's leaving. Good. Goes inside the place. We're getting ready to go inside. He comes out, and he smashes into my wife.
Oh, no.
And she says, excuse me, and then he dropped a bunch of profanity at her, of which my wife grabbed me and said no. Then he came back in and started dropping N-bombs on my friends that work there. That's when I told her to hold my coat.
Wow.
Because he said, come on, dude, let's go outside. I said, let's do it. And I took off my coat. And then all of a sudden, I'm all sleeved up. And it looked totally different. Right? And then I took my hat off. And then all of a sudden, he looks at me. He's like, oh, my Lord. Here's a big, bald Santa Claus about ready to drop kick my ass.
I have just made a bad decision.
I have, sir. I don't know what drugs you're on, but you're going to need more.
I immediately regret this decision.
Yeah. And and they were getting ready to call the police because I thought, because at first, Belle goes, was he on drugs? I said, well, probably on drugs. But she goes, what was he mad? I said, I think he bought, shocker people, he didn't make a wise financial decision. He bought some scratchers.
Oh.
I don't think they went off the way he thought they were going to.
Yeah.
And that he is pretty sure that the people inside were tricking him.
Yeah. That's a problem with gambling.
Yeah.
Are you certain he didn't win like $25 million and you're misreading his energy?
I did. I'm pretty sure about that. And his tooth. Because if you think he had all his teeth, you were wrong. And I said that to him. I said, come on over. I said, you say something like that again to my wife. And she's like, don't. She pulled me in. And I said, fine. I said, I will knock that tooth out. It's not very nice, Chad. Yeah, I didn't want to do anything but cursing at my wife, and he dropped the C word, and which I lived in England, so to me it's like the right.
Yeah,
but for other people, but once he went back into because she said no, and then he came back in and screamed again, and then yelled the N words to my friends. I took the jacket off, and luckily it's reversible, so I didn't have to worry about even trying to get it back in. It was just like a cool move, and then it was go time. I felt like a hockey player. Threw my hat off and let's do it.
If only you would have had some gloves.
Oh, goodness me. I know. And you know what's funny? I was going to go grab my gloves right before I left. That'd have been neat. But yeah, that was my start to the day.
Wow.
How are you guys?
And mine was very mild. Much, much more mild than that.
And it takes a lot for me. I grew up in a world, to get you guys in on a little something. My dad was a biker. He was a one percenter. He was a violent individual. I grew up in a world of violence, like you could not believe. And so, I'm a grown-ass man. But it also comes a point in time where, they were worried, right, that the cops weren't going to be able to get there in time and all that kind of stuff. And he took off afterwards. And he was obviously having a lot of trouble. But, at what point do you let him destroy everything, right? You let him do all of that? No, you don't.
Yeah. You got to be held accountable at some point there, man.
Well, ask Andy Ogles. Look, Andy's right in the whole thing with the judge and the judge letting people out because you can't do that. You can't just allow people that are insane, violent, and potentially, not just potentially murderous and rapey out of jail. At the same time, you can't make it seem like we should all go to war with these liberal justices because guess what? Not everybody's elevator goes to the top. And people take that as I know what we're going to do. I see what you're saying to me. That's all we're saying, people. That's all we're saying. Goodness me. Hey, how did we do yesterday, Ken? Like, we got out of there. We had that thing almost full. When time you guys left, how was it?
Dude, we filled that thing up, I'm going to say, to 98%. We did have a little bit of green left, but big thanks to everybody who brought
Everybody.
And I tell you what, man, some folks brought out some really nice items.
How many
Really
bikes
nice
did you end up
items.
seeing?
I want to say at least, and this is conservatively speaking, I want to say by the end of the day I saw at least 20 bikes.
Oh, yeah.
That's pretty cool.
By the time I'd left, there was about 15. And when we got there was only 3 or 4.
Right.
And they were like, we really need some bikes. And then they started, then somebody brought a Mongoose. And I was like, oh.
Yeah, man, that was a sharp-looking bike.
That's the kind of thing that Matt could have taken around for a spin and probably got in trouble for.
Again.
He might have gotten away on it, too.
Yeah, this time. And by the way, next time we do that, if you guys could move the bathrooms further away. So I just want to make sure that we all understand. It's a 4-minute run to the bathroom, and I have a 5-minute break.
You've got a 5-minute window.
You guys do the math.
Hey, just take responsibility for your own body and bring a Gatorade bottle.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, Brother Chad gets there, and it's cold. He sits down, and the sun has reached a point in the sky where it's warming up, and then it's like we're under a magnifying glass.
Ken says to me, he goes, God, is this what it was like for those little ants and stuff when we were kids and we used to burn them with the magnifying glass? And it's all coming back to us, dude. We paid the price. And then they had that heater on, like 300 degrees.
Yeah.
Old Kirby running over there. I'm going to turn it off. Thank you, Kirby.
But you made it through, Brother Chad.
It was so much fun. And the people were so nice. And Miss Nikki was out there. And our good buddy, Mr. Maccabee, the major.
Yeah, the major.
Right? No major and minor here. It was just great. And all the people, like yesterday, Fulfillment Supplies and Comprehensive Security and FedEx Nashville, all of them came out. And there was times where they were dragging they had those big, giant, huge wagons, the kind that you take, when you're kind of a yuppie and you got your kids and stuff. And they were bringing in, and you're like, oh, that was nice. And then they come back, and there's another 2 coming, and kids, it was just awesome.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah, and they started, whenever I left, they were loading up a full Penske moving truck.
That is so cool.
So it is cool, and at least 5,000 children whose names were not picked off of the angel tree, they're still going to get something.
Which is great. And again, it's that little something, right? It is that little something that says we care. And my wife was like, really, she was talking to me, and she's like, what do you do with the seniors, right? Because it wasn't really clear because we're asking for toys, but the seniors, it wasn't really clear on like, okay, what do we get them? Have you seen the movie? Have you seen the show Landman? That's what we should do for them.
Yes.
Where we just take them to the strip clubs?
Yeah. You know what, dude? That part of the show, I mean, Landman is what it is. I mean, I'm watching it. I'm entertained. I think a lot of it's stupid. But that part where the wife and the daughter go and sit and visit with these people, that's great.
It is. It is. It's one of those things where when Jack and I used to live in Palm Springs, we have one of the biggest private air museums there. And Jack used to love it because he's a little boy. He loves airplanes. And they got all kinds of stuff, too. Stuff for sale, too. There was a MiG there. There was a Russian MiG or a Yugoslavian MiG from back in the day.
Wow.
And it was for sale. This guy bought it, and it was like $2 million. But he goes, it was so old that they had to actually fly in somebody from the former Soviet Union or behind the Iron Curtain to put it together because there was just no way anybody else was going to be able to do it. But we would go there, and they still had tons of docents from the Korean War and from the Second World War. And Jack and I, he would go and he would talk to these guys, and I said, you're learning about history, but also you give them something, as well. And you participate because they're there talking about, I was on this ship and, we flew this plane and, and of course you're a little boy, you're excited about war because you just think you don't really understand the context of it. But I would say, thank you so much. And he's like, no, thank you. He goes, it feels like I have a purpose and that I'm still relevant kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And it's true, man. And by the way, you just never know, right? That lady you go and visit all the time there, next thing you know, she's worth $45 million. And she says, I really like Chad. He was the only one who came to see me. Yeah. I ain't giving anything to my family. Because, I remember when we put my great-grandmother into a home. I was one of the only ones that would go and see her. And I would go in, and it is depressing, right? You walk in, and some of these places, they're making it better now, but this is one of those places. It smells like, it smells like urine, she's in a room with somebody else, and they've got the TV on in between them, but, God only knows what they're watching.
Yeah.
And, the other person's not even close to being there. And it can be super depressing. You think that cannot be the end of a life. We've got to do better with our elderly.
Yeah. Yeah, I used to visit a guy I worked with who ended up he was a severe diabetic, and his wife took care of him a lot, but she passed away, and then he just had nobody, and he was in a home, and I would go visit him, and I got to say, man, some of those visits were better for me than they were for him or some of the other people in the home.
Yeah.
You get to talking to people and they start telling you about their lives. And, man, some of these guys and women, they lived very interesting lives.
Yeah. That's why my great-grandmother, she was born just before the turn of the century. She lived through, like, the San Francisco earthquake.
Yeah.
And, you talk to people, like, she would tell me stories when she was younger. She worked in Hollywood. And I'm like, well, who did you meet? She goes, I met them all. But then she would talk about, she goes, Wyatt Earp was always there.
Wow.
And I'm like, that's right, because Wyatt Earp lived to the century and lived through the century and all. It was just those kind of things that were, he'd say hi, and then you just put together, like, that's history.
Yeah, yes,
right?
It is.
Speaking of history, by the way, guys, you know what day it is? What's the date today?
This is December 10th.
You know what that means? In and out. That's what a hamburger's all about. That's what a hamburger's. So, somebody just text Lebanon. They're in line right now. 500 vehicles. 500 vehicles, baby.
Goodness. Well,
It's
those
crazy.
must be some burgers now. I don't even think Whataburger had that big of a welcoming
No,
here.
I'm pretty sure it didn't.
Whataburger's nowhere near In-N-Out. Whataburger is, you might as well eat your shoe.
Whataburger is much more well known in the South, though.
Yeah, much more well known in the South. Here's the thing. It's odd. In-N-Out is known everywhere globally, like, in Europe and stuff. People recognize what In-N-Out burgers, they come to California in particular and stuff. And I remember I did an interview once with Alton Brown, the food critic and the chef and everything. I go, what's the first thing you do when you land in California? He goes, I go straight to In-N-Out. He goes, it's not just my favorite food. And there's just something about, he goes, it's simple, but it's brilliant.
$100 says Dan's in that line.
Oh, yeah, Dan's been there. He did the show from there this morning. That would have been great, right? Get in line and just do the show from there. So
Dan always talks about how he does not like the fact that he came from California and does not want to go back, but that's one of the things he wants to bring here.
Yes. Yeah. It is. I'm pumped. I
don't think we can have enough burger places.
No. I don't know what my next. We've tried a lot. I don't know what my next burger place. I follow this guy. I'm trying to get him on. He's on TikTok, but he goes around to all of these restaurants here. It's just a regular dude, and he tries everything. And it is, man. He's had a couple new. There's a new burger place that just opened. That's like a 50s diner or something, a Mel's Diner or something.
All right.
And I'm like, that looks amazing. That looks amazing. So it's cool. It's cool. I'm pumped. The In-N-Out in Antioch has a line going around the building. There are all kinds of, F you, Chad, Whataburger is great. I'm kidding about Whataburger. But compared to In-N-Out, I'll take In-N-Out all day. I like Whataburger. You know what? I like Whataburger's breakfast better. I like it. Because In-N-Out doesn't have breakfast.
Were you living in California when they got their first Krispy Kreme out there in L.A.?
Yes.
And how everybody went nuts over that?
Yeah. Speaking
Insane.
of Krispy Kreme, both Belle and I have partaken in Krispy Kreme today. So
Goodness gracious.
I'm sitting here awash in absolute guilt. I'm going to...
Do you want to know my shame? I had a sandwich. I walked in to get a napkin and my drink out of the fridge. I saw a Krispy Kreme. I put my sandwich back in my bag and ate a Krispy Kreme. Shame!
I can feel the heartburn on its way.
It would have been better had you opened your sandwich and put the donut in it and then ate them both.
Oh, my God. Who do you think I am? I'll try that later. But I just had a regular old Krispy Kreme, old-fashioned. You ate Linus? Charlie Brown? Who'd you eat?
Charlie Brown.
You ate Charlie Brown. I don't know if you guys are going to do that. Big show today. A lot of stuff to talk about. Big show. We got White Woman Wednesday, spectacular. One-hit wonder Wednesday. Do we have our one-hit wonders for us?
Oh, I do.
I don't.
Okay, good. Mine, because I tell you guys, I'm doing a countdown of the worst Christmas songs of all time. Mine happens to coincide with the one-hit wonder of the day for our number 5 worst Christmas song of all time. By the way, the number 1 worst Christmas song of all time, I did not know it existed until today. It is arguably one of the worst songs in the history by a real artist. It is incredible. It's so bad, you have to seek therapy afterwards.
Oh.
It is that bad. It is that bad. So much good stuff to get there, kids. Let's have some fun. Happy Wednesday, Chad Benson Show. Super Talk, 99.7. Yeah, I don't think that thing's going to get done.
No.
Because you've got the people that are like, we're just going to eat Trump, so give him the money and then watch the competition. And you're like, that's not happening. So there's that. And then the other people are like, yeah, guys, we're going to pay the price. So let's figure it out.
Do these have to pass with is it 60% they
Yeah,
need?
60. They got to have 60.
Yeah.
This is just two different forms of incompetence trying to see who's less incompetent.
Exactly. Here's what they should do. It's broken. We all recognize that. How about this? We kick the can for another year. We have a drop-dead date by October 1st to get something done in front of the world, all of that stuff, or September, June. Because, first of all, Republicans, whether you want to believe it or not, yeah, okay, it's the Democrats' fault. It's both of your fault. Republicans and Democrats have had opportunities to fix this thing, and they haven't. They've taken money from everybody, and they've been fine with it. So it's not about fault. It's about a fix. What's your fix going to be? Let's get it done. And otherwise, because people don't care, right? They don't care who, quote unquote, caused the issue. You two are the ones that need to fix the issue. So if the Republicans are the ones that have to fix said issue, they better get to it because they're going to pay the ballot. They're going to pay at the ballot box, whether they want to believe it or not. They're going to be held, responsible. And part of that's also because for years, we've got this plan. It's a great plan. It's the best plan.
It's a concept of a plan.
It's not even that. It's not even a bad sketch.
We just need to go ahead and move to Medicare for all because I need the same idiots that put us $38 trillion in debt to be running my health care.
Yeah. It's... but what do you do? Honestly. The frustration level's through the roof. And we get it. It's broken. It sucks. But you know what's more popular than ever right now? Go look at the polls. Oh, Obamacare. Why is that? Because people are terrified that the Republicans are going to do nothing. It's going to become more expensive. People are going to lose their health care. And lo and behold, the plan that you guys really don't come up with end up costing you at the ballot. Then what? No more blame game. All right? I don't care. Fix it. Fix the problem.
They're not going to.
Well, they pay the price for it. Since Obamacare, how many times they do those show votes where they repeal Obamacare and then Obama would laugh at it? How many times? So many times. And they never repealed it. Ever. Because they knew it was never going to be repealed. And then when they had the chance...
John McCain screwed it up that one time.
McCain screwed it up, though, but what did McCain say? There was no plan behind it.
That's the thing, though, is you don't... When you cut out a cancer, you're not worried about what you're going to replace it with.
Somebody says, well, you can't fix it if half Congress opposes you. Yeah, you can fix it because you got to come together and figure out what here, it's not that you can't fix it that they oppose you. It's you can't fix it because the same people that pay the left pay the right. And they don't want to fix. Let's not forget that. There's a lot of that. All right, kids. By the way, somebody said, this was my favorite text of the day so far today. Aubrey has a real good murder. Not sure if Nashville has one, but Cleveland, Tennessee does. And then she wrote, no, not murder, but burger.
getting ready to say.
Yeah, we got murders
There's
here,
a
too.
little bit of a difference between those two things.
Yes, yeah, just letting you guys know that. So if you guys want to go there and have one of those murders or burgers, feel free to do it. So a lot of stuff. Like I said, we're going to get to some other stuff, but it's One Hit Wonder Wednesday. And it's also the worst Christmas song, number 5 on our countdown today. And by the way, I saw a great Christmas movie. I might break that down for you a little bit earlier.
Was it Hallmark?
It was.
Huh.
It was, you know what? It was a Hallmark one. I was very surprised. It came out the year before last. I had not seen it before, and it was very heartwarming. I don't know if you're aware of that. That was a heartwarming Hallmark. Miss City Show. Shame. Grab the podcast, One Hit Wonder, straight ahead. Chet Benson Show, Super Talk, 997. White Woman Wednesday. Our friend Kylie, where's she from? Where is she from again?
She had a scholarship to White, but she went to Brown.
Brown she went to, and she's going to tell us why women are also bad if they like men. It's weird.
The reason I'm not friends with that many straight women is because a lot of them are very male-centered. Those women will put your life in danger just to get the approval of a man. I'm in the Chicago Girls group on Facebook, which is like a really cool place where everyone posts their plans and things they're going to do. And this girl messaged, hey, I really need a +1 for tonight. I'm going out by myself and I would love for a girl to come. I'm 23. I was like, okay, the bar's across the street from my house. I'm 23. I don't have plans tonight, so I'm going to meet up with her. I checked her socials. She looked like really cool and normal. But I get to the bar and she's like, oh my God, thank God you're here. And she immediately brings me over to a group of like 6 men. She goes, this is my friend. What's your name again? And I was like, Kylie. Because remember, we had just met. Apparently, one of the men in that group she had been trying to hook up with, and he told her, if you can bring another woman or a group of women, you can come out with us. Otherwise, it's a boys' night and we don't want you there. So she made that post to get another woman to go out to pimp her out so that she could get with one of those men in the group. And that woman was me. Making friends in the city can be hard because there's a lot of weird people out there. Stay safe, y'all.
Okay, I'm going to. So you met somebody online and then you went across to a bar and then there were dudes there and you thought, she's here to pimp me out. What the hell is wrong with you? This is why you have no friends, Kylie. This is why. This is why every post, there's 12 different people in it from the next one. Because all of them go, I can't handle it anymore. I can't. A lot of you are sending in the amazing and incredible Christmas songs that are awful. And yes, some of them are. Still, none of you have gotten to the world's worst Christmas song. And again, that is coming up in a few days. By the way, I text Dan a picture of In-N-Out. And I said, are you going? Are you there? He says, no, we're going to try later. And then he just texts me, I'm here.
Of course. None of that surprises me whatsoever.
Oh.
I'm a little surprised that he wasn't out there on the line as soon as he got off work.
I am surprised too. I mean, you know what we should have done is he should have done a portion of the show from the car this morning. Or all of the show. All right, coming up. A lot of good stuff to get to. I guess we could talk some serious stuff. No, there's no reason for that. That's just silly. We'll talk a little bit. Just a smidge. Smidge is serious. And then
Gaza still going on?
What?
Is Gaza still going on?
That is, yeah. Okay. I've solved 83 of the last 22 wars. WW1, it was all me. Thank you very much. Coming up, hour number 2, Chet Benson Show.